Hello guys and welcome to another video. Let's talk about these lovely things right here. We'll go into more depth on them and also talk about their percentages and how to get the things that you want out of them. Alright guys, let's get straight into all about amorphous materials, how to farm them, where they are, how to open them, and what exactly to do with them, like what's the point of amorphous materials. Firstly, you come in here, you can look at your consumables. And you can see how many you have on the tab down here. It also shows you stabilizers, which are something we're going to talk about with amorphous materials in a second. But right now, amorphous materials are these. Some of them are like this one, that pretty much just guarantees you a perk. These are practically worthless after you got it. Just going to be blunt. And then you got other ones that do give you a lot of good stuff. Some of them, like if you have already the thing, there's no point really to it right now. There's no like upgrading the abilities like with the guns in this game. Something we can talk about later as well. But half of these, you're pretty much, what you're doing is you're getting the Descendant, and then you're farming for the gun parts over and over and over to get all of your guns all the way up. Once you are done with that, the only point with doing these is crystallization catalyst blueprints right there to get everything up fully leveled. And then if I find one up here, energy activator blueprint, so you have a little bit extra mod capacity added on. Though if you build your thing to how you want with crystallization catalyst, you are better. Crystallization catalysts are better if you farm with the gold relics, which these ones are from hard mode. Purple are from normal is the differentiation on colors. Same thing with the stabilizers are rarer. But this one, you can look at the acquisition info and see where it can come from. But it pairs with the corresponding looking relic, which are these ones right here, with it being purple and this being purple as well. Those are how that works in the game. That's the basics of these, but you can also go here, go over here to your journal, access info, sorry guys, go down here to amorphous materials, and you can look at how to acquire them, the link, and other stuff. So say I am going after the ones, you can also track them, so this one's tracked. You can do tracking with on and off. You have a certain amount if we go back to the access info, and I have 4 right now since I'm master rank 16, 15 area. Can't remember, I'm about to be 16 I think. But right now, you can look at these, you can check which ones I'm going for. I was going for Enzo, I have a decent amount of his parts, but I can look at where those are. So that's the acquisition info. You can look at where they are specifically and go to that place. So I click that, it takes me directly to there, shows me where the relic is, and then I go down there and do it. The other thing, while we're here on the map, we got to talk about is another way to open these, which is something I'll show off in a minute, but is these void fusion reactors. These are the other ways to open relics, but that material right there that's red, that's something new they added, shows you if you are allowed to open it or have the resources to open these relics. At these places, these are generally a really good way to pretty much farm them, but the best way to go around with any of these things is check. Say I want the Leopard stabilizer blueprint, the relic I'm on right now. This is a good one because it's 32%. It has the highest chance. But say I type in Leopard up here, and I search for another one, Leopard. Go down here to purple most likely. Let's look around. That's ultimate Leopard. I select stabilizer still. Yeah. We can do it for any of his other pieces as well. But I bet you there might be a stabilizer one that's up higher. What's it? No, though. So the stabilizer is the common piece for him. But the Leopard Spiral Catalyst is 6% here. But let's look in the top one up here. You look around, and they each have percentile chances. So if you want a higher chance to get something, you look for the highest percent on that thing. Some of them might be easier to farm in normal mode, being some of them are right here. But some of them also, you can check for the acquisition. Make sure you're not in the search bar like I just was. But head down here. You can see which missions are specifically in it. And you also can hit L for the link of which thing it is to open it. You look there, there's that one. Every one of these also, if you look at it, and I hit K shows you the chance if I stabilized it, the increase. That stabilizer I showed you earlier makes you able to increase it like this. I will show you how that works in a second as well. But guys, let's get into ways to open these. The first one is a Colossus, so we'll look at that, and also show off the stabilizer. While we're here as well, I'm going to mention this, but whenever you click one, you can actually look at what relics are available here on it. But the one I want is purple, so I go around searching for which one it is, find it right there, and that's a shape stabilizer. I started with a public intercept if I don't have anybody on my team, or if I want to do it solo, I would not hit that. But guys, let's defeat the boss. But once the boss is completed, you see that this spawns over here with a bunch of other loot. I don't want any of this loot because it's lower level, really. I don't know if it dropped the mod or not, but I'm pretty sure it's only higher level ones. Come down here to the reconstruction device. Click the amorphous material that I have, hit a shape stabilizer, the one I had earlier, and hope that I get a better piece, being either of these things, and then shape. I did not. But stabilizers are really rare and they help with the grind, but it's a minuscule help. I wish it was more like how Warframe system was with the void traces where you just level it up nonstop. But we'll head back and talk about other ways to open relics. Another way to open relics involves you farming these for the materials that dropped. As I was saying earlier, you want to come here and match the specific attribute while killing these enemies to get rewards. This one drops all these specific materials, but at a small amount. There's other ones that drop pretty much 2 materials only, but at higher quantities. It only requires 2 materials per gate, so if you want to farm multiple, you come here just so you don't have to do target farm like a bunch. So it sort of depends like what you exactly want to do yourself. There's generally a decent amount of people around these. And you also, if you're farming relics and you have hard mode unlocked, you want to do it in hard mode. You not care how much I miss? He's gonna get that one over there, and then I just hit it with an ability like that. And then it continues going down, so we'll cut to whenever it ends. After doing that fragment, guys, you can see the rewards down here are these. These are for doing the reactors, which is another way to open relics that instead of doing the Colossus, there's 2 ways to open relics. Some relics open that way, some open reactors. We'll explain reactors after this bit. But these are the materials that you need to farm. Are down here. You need a large amount to open the ones in hard mode. That's why you get more. If you're in normal mode, you do not need more than like 15, I think is the highest on one of them. It's like 15 to 13, but that's one material. This is bulk of just pretty much a variety of material. These are the 4 that you would use. Use 2 per reactor whenever you're doing it, so this one's just more generic mixed use is what this is. So let's get on to how reactors are, and we'll also show you that this right here, what I'm talking about. If I go to my map instead of doing that, switch to the difficulty, go to normal, we can actually look at how many it is. See, it only gives 1 of each on normal mode. That's why you want to do it on hard mode. But guys, let's look at a reactor really quick. Okay guys, over here is how a reactor looks like. I helped the person over there with their mission. Over here is how it looks like. You go over here, if you have the materials like I do, go over here, open it, and then you start a little mission. It is practically, you're just eliminating this commander right here. Pull out whatever weapons you can to pretty much get done with it quick. Pull out my 3. Back up a minute. Bring that up. Do all this off. So it's still a boss fight, but you're fighting against a more normal enemy. In normal mode, they're especially not hard. Even in the other mode, they're not bad either. Even mine. With mine, though, it's not because of this. It's mainly just because this character's not built yet at all. So I need the health to regen. Yep, as I go down with this, rebuild her, ladder west. Forget that it doesn't work against bosses, but we don't have to talk about that. Yeah. You kill him, he drops another one of these fabricators as well. Kill these guys that don't shoot me. And you get to also reconstruct a thing here. In this one, I do not have any shape stabilizers, and all I need is this. So I just do it. And now I pretty much did the part that I want. Because it's a common, you're going for that. Now, if I had the material, all I have to do is come over here. And do it again, but I'm out of monomer void shards, so I'd have to farm again. There is a one over here that I could farm if I so want to, but that's the basic of these in general with the amorphous materials. But let's get on how to get these rare ones. Is similar way. I didn't talk about Outposts. I'm doing another video on that, but that's another way to get them. If we look at this mission type up here, we can look at it. But you pretty much can get a material from these as well. We'll explain these now. These right here are Outposts. This is the other way where you can farm relics instead of doing other missions and stuff like I showed off prior. So you come over here. The best character for these would, if this dude didn't shoot him, would be Sharon. So you can do these over here, interact with them. And you can also get 2 relics on it and increase your base chances of getting a relic out of these, since it's not guaranteed at all from these missions. It's a 20%, but can be increased. But right there, we got lucky, we got the relic, and then you pretty much want a 5-minute timers on these. You can either travel using the temporary points or like that, move around. Go do another one, so head down here, do this one off of this temporary point, come back, and just keep moving around like that. Or you can farm the void fragments and wait for it to actually cool down the whole 5 minutes, which is another good way to use your time. But that would mean you'd also need a different character that's invisible, so you'd want to be near one that's electric if you're doing that. Especially if you're using Sharon to farm them the best way. But let's talk about the other ways to get them as well. As I showed off in the start of the video, you get these amorphous materials from over here as well. You do Infiltration, Operation Normal, look around, click. And some of the things do not come from relics, being like this over here is just a drop chance. I hope all new Descendants are like this when they drop, instead of it being in the relics or amorphous materials. I will not stop calling them relics. But the amorphous materials are gathered from these missions. It is a 100% drop rate for them in these missions. So you got that going for you compared to the Outpost, where it's up to a 40% drop rate if you get all of the towers with Sharon or somebody. But if you head over here is the other way to get them, and we'll get on the hard mode next after this. But these long form missions also drop them, but they're at different increments, is what these percentages right here. As you see, with round 7, a 30% chance. Round 10, 50. Round 14 is a 50. This is an 80. And then we got one that is a 50 and a 25%, being the highest percentages on there. But you will normally get a lot of gold from these. You can also get other stuff from them that are not shown, like Catalyst. So they also have a rare resource drop chance on them. But the hard mode ones is the difficult thing on here, but let's say click the Kingston one for example. The reward is not shown down here for the relic, it is shown up here, because you increase the amount that you pretty much can do it. Pretty much works. So if you do the private operation, you get only there. But it has not showing me them at all in this one, so I can't show you that part right now if it is bugged. Okay, so it's just bugged right now, guys. But there are additional options right here is what this is talking about. But you normally click them. If you click them all or select all options with this button right here, you increase the amount of score that you will get in the mission, which allows you or shows you the amount of these that you can get. It is dependent on the score of the mission, so if you want the shape stabilizers, you're going to have to farm a lot, and this is how you mainly get ultimate Descendants. They can drop in other places, like that defense mission I was just on was dropping an ultimate bunny part. but most of the ultimate weapons and any of the weapons that say MR15 or whatever are also from hard mode relics, being these gold ones that are only farmable on these and hard mode missions like the Outpost. There is no repeatable hard mode ones, so they do not drop from that. But guys, that's the basic of Amorphous Material. And if you want to see more guides like this, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Bye.